Picture this, it's March 2026. You're at your kitchen table, coffee in hand, staring at a milk price forecast that's just dropped to $8.50 per kilo of milk solids. Your budget? Built around $10.50. Meanwhile, your neighbor across the road is sleeping soundly. Why? Because he locked in $10.20 for 40% of his production, back when everyone thought he was being overly cautious. Which farmer would you rather be? Right now, dairy farmers across New Zealand are sitting in what feels like the sweet spot. Prices are strong, the season's off to a great start, and optimism is high. And it's tempting to think, why lock in prices when things are going so well? But here's the truth. The best time to buy insurance is when you don't think you need it. Let's talk about the brutal maths of milk price volatility. Over the last decade, New Zealand whole milk powder auction prices have swung between $5 and $10 per kilo of milk solids. That's a 100% range. For a farm producing 100,000 kilos, just a $1 change means $100,000 more or less in revenue. The full $5 swing, that's $500,000. And remember, production costs now sit between $4 and $7.50 per kilo, and that's before debt servicing and living costs. The margin for error, it's tighter than ever. The good news is, you've got more tools than ever to protect yourself. First, there's the tried and true Fonterra fixed milk price. Lock in 10 to 50% of your forecast production, spread across 10 application windows from March to December. You pay around 10 cents per kilo for certainty, no margin calls, no daily cash flow stress. Next, Fonterra's new offerings from June 2025. The floor price option works like an insurance policy. You set a minimum, pay a one-off fee, and if the final price drops below that floor, you get topped up in September. If prices climb, you keep every cent of the upside. Then there's the price band option, a zero-cost collar with a floor for protection and a cap to limit your upside. Perfect if you want protection without fees, and you're okay with a ceiling on gains. Figured also offers put options, giving you the right, but not the obligation, to sell your milk at a set price. You pay a premium upfront. If prices fall, you get paid the difference. If they rise, you keep the higher market price. Flexible, tailored, no margin calls. And for the more advanced operators, NZX Milk Futures let you hedge with precision, but you'll need to manage margin calls and market movements. Here's the thing. Good times are actually the best time to hedge. When prices are strong, strike prices are often more attractive. You're locking in good returns now instead of scrambling when prices fall. Even hedging 30 to 40% of your production guarantees that chunk of your cash flow. The question isn't whether you think prices will stay high, it's whether you can afford to be wrong. At CMK, we recommend a layered approach. Work out your break even, decide how much upside you're willing to sacrifice, spread your tools, maybe 20% in fixed milk price, 15% in floor options, and 10% with put options, and always make sure premiums fit your cash flow plan. Because the real question is, if milk prices dip below your break-even, will you still have the cash to keep the lights on? And if they rally, do you want every cent of that upside? Don't wait for the storm to buy your umbrella. Act now while prices are strong and hedging options are attractive. Calculate your true break-even, talk to CMK about scenario modeling, and lock in your strategy before the market changes. Don't be the farmer lying awake at 3 a.m. wondering, what if? Be the one who planned ahead and sleeps soundly, knowing the downside is covered. Your future self will thank you.